Miles Morales was swinging through the city at night, thinking this might be finally one of those peaceful Spider-Man patrols where absolutely nothing crazy happens. He jokes to himself that maybe tonight he got bitten by a radioactive spider for no reason, since there was no huge disaster, no supervillain attack, and nobody trying to destroy the city for once. But the second he says it, his spider sense suddenly goes off hard. A massive explosion erupts nearby with a loud crack-a-boom, lighting up the skyline in green and purple energy. Miles instantly changes direction and rushes towards the blast zone. When he arrives, the building is completely destroyed and covered in rubble. He starts digging through the debris while trying to figure out what even caused the explosion, wondering if it was a meteor or maybe some weird piece of Stark tech gone wrong. As he throws chunks of concrete aside, searching deeper into the crater, he suddenly discovers something shocking hidden underneath and blurts out a panicked curse in surprise. Buried in the crater is Superman himself, badly injured and barely able to move. Miles instantly panics and blurts out, "Superman?" completely shocked that one of the world's greatest heroes is lying helpless in front of him. As Miles rushes closer, he notices a strange glowing object attached directly to Superman's chest. The thing pulses with dangerous green and purple energy and looks completely unnatural, almost alive. Miles nervously talks his way through the situation, awkwardly asking Superman if the glowing thing on his chest might possibly be the problem. Superman is clearly weakened and struggling to speak, but he still tries responding while catching his breath. Without wasting time, Miles shoots webs onto the object and begins pulling it away from Superman's chest. The second he starts yanking it off, the thing begins vibrating violently inside the webbing. Miles can immediately tell something is wrong and says that it's not a good sign as the object shakes harder and harder. Superman coughs painfully while recovering. He then says, "Thanks." When Miles asks if the thing is poison, Superman confirms that whatever it is affects him the same way poison would, meaning it's seriously dangerous to Kryptonians. Miles quickly switches into problem-solving mode. He wraps the glowing device completely inside thick layers of webbing until it becomes a giant glowing web ball. Then he creates a massive slingshot using webs stretched across nearby buildings. Thinking fast, Miles launches the unstable object high into the sky before it can hurt anyone else. Seconds later, it detonates in midair with an enormous explosion that lights up the entire city skyline. Watching the blast safely explode, Miles can only stare and quietly say, "Whoa," realizing just how close they came to disaster. Superman is finally able to breathe properly again now that the object is gone. Even while injured, he looks at Miles with genuine appreciation and thanks him for saving his life. Then, Superman calmly asks the young hero one simple question: "What's your name, son?" As Superman slowly pushes himself up, Miles instinctively rushes over to help support him. Standing this close to Superman feels unreal to him, and in the middle of the pressure and excitement, he accidentally blurts out his real name instead of his superhero identity. The second the words leave his mouth, he immediately realizes what he just did. He quickly corrects himself and says he means Spider-Man, admitting he has absolutely no idea why he revealed his real name because he definitely wasn't supposed to do that. Superman simply smiles and sincerely thanks him for saving his life. Miles then asks what actually happened to him. Superman explains that he had been fighting Brainiac, an incredibly intelligent alien construct obsessed with conquering and controlling worlds. But the situation became even worse because Brainiac apparently teamed up with Dormammu, a terrifying demonic ruler from another dimension. According to Superman, the two villains were trying to unleash some kind of dark dimension apocalypse. Superman says he disagreed with their plans, but they didn't exactly appreciate his constructive criticism. Superman then explains that during the battle they used magical attacks against him. Unlike most physical attacks, magic is one of Superman's major weaknesses, and the spells they used affected him almost like kryptonite. Miles looks genuinely surprised hearing this, since he's used to thinking of Superman as nearly invincible. The idea that magic can seriously hurt him catches him off guard. "You don't do magic either? I did not know that." But before either of them can continue talking, Superman looks up towards the sky, sensing something dangerous approaching. He warns Miles, "Here they come." High above the city, the massive presence of Dormammu and Brainiac begins appearing in the sky. Even though Superman is back on his feet, it's obvious he still hasn't fully recovered from the earlier attack. Holding his chest and breathing heavily, he admits that he's embarrassed to say he still needs another minute before he's fully ready to fight again. Miles immediately asks how much time they realistically have before the attack. Superman honestly answers that hopefully they have at least one more minute. Miles offers to help get him somewhere safe. Despite the pain he's in, Superman refuses. "Thanks, but no." He just needs a minute to recover and even tells Miles that he can leave if he wants to. Miles decides this might be his only chance to ask Superman something he's always wanted to know. "Oh, actually, if we really do have a minute, I do have a question." Miles tells Superman that he was basically the first superhero, the one who inspired everyone else that came after him. Superman invented all this. He says he's met a lot of heroes recently, and all of them seem to have some kind of interesting advice for him. When Superman asks for examples, Miles mentions the famous Spider-Man lesson about great power and great responsibility, explaining that advice practically came with the suit itself. Superman responds, "That is a good one." Then Miles asks Superman the real question that's been bothering him. What does Superman know now that he wishes he understood when he was his age? What lesson took him years to learn that Miles doesn't know yet? Superman quietly listens while staring toward the approaching Brainiac ship. After a short pause, Superman admits that what he's about to say is something he actually hasn't shared with many people before. He speaks honestly about fear and self-doubt. He admits that when he was around Miles' age, he constantly worried about everything. He was always questioning himself, worrying that he wasn't making the right choices, worrying he wasn't in the right place, and worrying that maybe he wasn't doing enough to truly help people. "I wasted so much energy worrying, and the answer was always the same." If he showed up and genuinely tried to do the right thing, then he was already making the right choice. If I was present in trying to make that day better, then that is the right choice. And you're right here. Superman points out that the moment Miles learned danger was coming, he didn't run away or hide. Even after seeing monsters in the sky and hearing about a possible apocalypse, Miles stayed. Superman tells him that he already figured out the hardest part about being a hero, showing up when people need help. He even admits that he wishes somebody had told him earlier in life that all the worrying was unnecessary. Miles answers with, "Now you tell me." "Thanks, Superman." The moment is interrupted as Dormammu grows even closer overhead. Superman immediately shifts back into hero mode. He launches himself forward and asks Miles if he wants to help punch a giant demonic robot spaceship in the face. Miles swings beside him and instantly responds, "Like you wouldn't believe." Both heroes charging together toward impossible odds, while Superman flying ahead says, "Okay then, with great power." Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.